Good morning, sir, and good morning, classmates. Today, I will discuss to you the school policies and their functions in Chapter 11. At the end of the lesson, the students can understand the concept of why the school policies are needed. So now, I will discuss to you the introduction of our report in Chapter 11. Okay, as you can see, meron tayong picture dito that is merong nakalagay na school. So, ang school ay nagtatransmit ng knowledge to the students. And it builds the students' character that can contribute positive factors in the society. And lastly, institutions are motivated by a shared vision. So, lahat tayo ay nag-aaral upang maka-learn and also to contribute in our society and community. So, our school has its outline of objectives and mission statements that indicate how the school aims to achieve that vision. So what is school policies and how does it give significance in a school? So school policies are set of established expectations for behavior and norms within a school. So lahat tayo ay meron tayong sinusunod na policy sa loob ng school. Kagaya ng everyday, dapat tayong magsuot ng uniform, and also dapat tayong rumispeto sa iba, and also dapat iniiwasan natin na makasakit ng iba or bullying. And this is to gain discipline and also para din na maging mapayapa ang ating school at makaiwas ng conflict and also to have this uniformity. Next, the school policies reflect the values of the people who created them. So yung mga official or yung mga school heads, kung ano ang ilang mga in-implement na mga school policies, that also reflects kung ano silang klase ng mga tao. And it redound to the improved teaching learning of learners. So, ang school policies also are guided na to give the quality education na kailangan ng mga students. And lastly, it is a guide of the day-to-day functioning of the school. Not only the students are following the policies or the guidelines of the school, but also yung mga employees or yung mga teacher na nasa institution na nagtatrabaho. We have here financial matters. To have this summarized, so alam natin sa isang institution ay meron tayong, nung high school pa tayo, meron tayong PTA, meron tayong SSG, and other student body organizations. So ito sila ay nagkokolekta din to sila ng pera ng mga students, and hindi sila basta-basta na makakolekta sa mga students if wala silang letter or wala silang permission galing sa principal or sa school head or sa president ng isang university. Bakit? If mag-conduct sila na magkolekta sila ng mga pera sa estudyante, ay maaari silang makalabag sila ng policy sa school, because if gagawa lang sila ng or mag-i-implement lang sila na magkokolekta sila without any permission, so maaari yung mga kinolekta nila is mapunta yun sa mga ulterior motives or sa kanilang personal na mga interest. So school policies are needed because policies ensure that values are applied consistently. It defines clear expectations, especially for us students, and help provide a framework for employees and students. So maaring dahil sa mga policies, so maaring hindi din tayo mga student maabuso ng mga teachers, kagaya sa elementary na sinasaktan nila mga students. Now we have these rights ng isa ding mga, as a student meron din tayong rights, and also we have to follow mga guidelines and also mga policies sa loob ng school. And lastly is it establish operating procedures and create standards of quality for learning and teaching. So that ends my report. Thank you so much, and proceed to the next reporter.
Good day, sir and classmates. This is Siti Nurhaina Uyag, and this is the continuation of Chapter 11, School Policies and Their Functions, and I am going to tackle the policy on collections of contributions. What are the policy on collection of contribution? Cognizant of the need of an organization for the adequate fund to sustain its operations, a duly recognized PTA may collect voluntary financial contributions from members and outside sources to enable it to fund and sustain its operation and the implementation of its programs and projects exclusively for the benefit of the students and the school where it operates. And before all, when we say PTA, this is the Parent Teacher Association, which fosters partnerships between the school and the home. And with the help to build this sense of community, and this involves an executive board headed by the president, executive vice president, school level vice presidents, secretary, and the treasurer governs the Parent-Teacher Association. This means that the PTA's program and projects shall be in line with the school improvement plan. Such collection shall be made by the PTA subject to the following conditions such as the contribution should be a reasonable amount as may be determined by the PTA Board of Directors. B. Non-payment of contribution by the parent member shall not be a basis for non-admission or insurance of clearance to the child by the school concerned. C. The contribution shall be collected by the PTA Treasurer on a parent member basis regardless of the member of their children in school. Letter D. No collection of PTA contribution shall be done during the enrollment period. And letter E. No teacher or any school personnel shall be involved in such collection activities. This means that if collection of school publications fee, Supreme Student Government or the SSG Developmental Fund and other club membership fees and contributions is scored through the PTA as requested by the concerned organization, the amount collected shall be remitted immediately to the school, SSG or other student organizations concerned on the day it was collected, and the pertinent organization shall deposit the funds with a reputable bank on the next banking day under the organization's account. No service fee shall be charged against any student organization by the PTA. And non-compliance or any violation of the aforementioned condition shall be a ground for the cancellation of PTA's recognition and or the filing of appropriate charges as the case may be. Safekeeping of funds, all collections and contribution of or proceeds or fundraising activities shall be deposited in a reputable banking institution as determined by the board of directors. This means that all collection of contributions of proceed of fundraising activities shall be deposited in a reputable banking institution as determined by the board of directors. The PTA's treasurer or a duly authorized representative shall be undertake the collection and shall issue official receipt or acknowledgement receipt, and in no case shall any school or official or personnel be entrusted with the safekeeping and disbursement of collections made by the PTA, and all disturbance of funds shall be in accordance with generally accepted accounting and auditing rules and regulations. All disturbance shall be accompanied by appropriate resolutions indicating thereof the purposes for which such disbursements are made. No cash advances shall be allowed without valid liquidation of previous cash advancement or advances.
And now let us proceed to the PTA provisions. So first, what is PTA? The Parent Teacher Association. It is an organization with a mission to make the school a better place for children to learn. As an organization operating the school, the PTA shall adhere to all existing policies and implementing guidelines issued by the Department of Education. The PTA shall serve as a support group and as a significant partner of the school, whose relationship shall be defined by cooperative and open dialogue with stakeholders to promote the welfare of the students. So, what are the PTAs prohibited from doing? So, first is inferring. When we say inferring, it is a process of figuring something out through reasoning. So, the PTAs are prohibited from inferring in the academic and administrative management and operations of the schools and the DepEd. Next, engaging. So, the DepEd Order number 8, series of 2018, the prohibition on electioneering and partisan political activity. So, they are prohibited in engaging in any partisan political activity. This is to ensure that the civil servants are focused on public service and shield them from the unpredictability of politics. The list of prohibited acts and excluded activities are emphasized in DepEd Order number 48, series of 2018. Next, operating. So, the PTAs are also prohibited from operating a canteen, school supply stores, being concessionaire inside the school or nearby premises, then offering services to the school as its clients, directly or indirectly. So, being concessionaire is a person or a business that has been given the right to sell something or property owned by someone else. Next is selling. So the PTAs are prohibited from selling insurance, pre-need plans, similar schemes or programs to students and their parents. So those pre-need plans are the contracts, agreements, deeds, or plans for the benefit of the plan holder, which provide for the performance of the future services, payment of monetary consideration, or delivery of other benefits at the time of actual need or agreed maturity date. Other one is collecting, the collecting of salaries, honoraria, emoluments, other forms of compensation from any of the funds collected or received. It is very understandable naman. So, emoluments is the returns arising from office or the employment, usually in the form of compensation. Next, PTA shall have the right to disburse or change any fees as service fees or percentage against the amount collected pertinent to the school publication fee, to the Supreme Student Government Development Fund, and other club membership fees and contribution. Next is Division and PTA Affairs Committee. So, if any of the PTA members or the board of members of the PTA violates those prohibitions, so the Division and PTA Affairs Committee shall cancel the recognition of any PTA upon the recommendation of the school head. So those are the PTAs prohibited from doing. Thank you and God bless.
So let us proceed to importance of policies. School in partnership with their community have their picture of what they want to be, their vision statement. They must offer services and do what they are supposed to do, mission statement, to realize what they envision themselves as. For this to happen, policies must be in one place. Observance of this ensures everyone in school community toe the line. So post conditions are ideal, like when all school community members are perfect school heads, teachers, students, parents, non-teaching personnel, and other outside community members. In that case, there may be no needs for a policy. The true condition in the school community and this world are far from ideal. The people that make up the school community are far from perfect, so they need policies. We all know that policies are important, especially in school. They help a school establish operating procedure and teaching, as well as set out expectations and accountability. Without this, school would lack the structure and function necessary to provide the educational needs of students. So, one may wonder why Department of Education has issued very stringent policies and guidelines for PTAs and collecting contributions. Now, we all know that PTA means the Parents and Teachers Associations. Now, this set guidelines will streamline the process for managing PTA affairs at different levels. And DepEd Order Number 13S 2022, the department provided the updated Specting Manual of PTA, which will serve as guide for the school-based organization in managing collaborative engagement among education stakeholders. According to the Education Secretary, Leonor Magtulis Brayones, we continue to recognize and value the partnership of the community to our parents, teachers, and school admin in ensuring the delivery of quality basic education to all our learners. The release Omnibus PTA guidelines will strengthen the role of PTA in school. School policy on the grading system. Policy on the grading system is important for everyone concerned to know how grades are computed. Both students and parents know how grades are derived objectively. Percentage, weights for each component are clear. Grades are a reflection of students' understanding and command of content, their progression through course or subject. The purpose of grading system or grading policy is to allow students, families, teachers to have mutual understanding of what specific grades are mean. Teachers are guided in their assessment of practices. The grading policy ensures objective assessment is practiced. Now, without grading policy, grading may become highly subjective. The main role of the teachers, they are the one evaluating and ensuring that the students achieve the potential. Also, grading is an exercise in professional judgment on the part of teachers. The policies on student tardiness and absenteeism certainly will curb tardiness and absenteeism to ensure learning. Similarly, if there are no policies on student tardiness and absenteeism, students may be just come on late or absent. So that is why some school has implemented a student handbook where if you have late or absent, you can have your community service. A policy will not get rid of tardiness altogether, but it will set up strong expectation for punctuality and establish firm guidelines for what students ought to do. So let us proceed to the another.
Good day everyone. I am Rose Ann Flores and this is my report, and my topic is all about effective policy formulation and implementation in a school-community partnership. So, the policies on grading system, student tardiness, and absenteeism came from above. So, it means yung mga namumuno sa Department of Education sila yung gumagawa ng mga policies. However, hindi lahat ng mga policies is yung DepEd lang ang gagawa. Dahil every schools has its own problem naman. So, sila yung responsible for setting local school policy para ma-solve nila kung ano ang problem sa kanilang school. A school formulates a policy to address a local problem. So, sa pagbuo ng policy, it should be in a school-community partnership. What is school-community partnership? School-community partnership is a collaboration between school and community involving school staff, parents, and other members of the community that ensures na lahat ng members of both parties ay sangkot sa edukasyon ng mga bata na mayroong iisang layunin, nagtutulungan at nagbabahagi ng mga responsibilidad. Maging effective yung partnership if may tiwala sa isa't isa, may paggalang and shared responsibility for the education of the children. So, Para mas maging effective, mahalaga talaga na magtutulungan yung school and community members sa pagbuo ng school policies para mas ma-improve at ma-solve yung local problem in school. So why should school and community partnership important? It is important that school and community have a collaboration para ma-solve kung ano ang problema ng school at kung ano ang pangangailangan ng school. It is essential not just only to connect students, parents, teachers, and other members of the community, but also a measure to create advocacy for education. Partnership can strengthen, support, and work towards achieving a common goal. Policy formulation. So, mag-formulate ng policy if may na-identify na problems at kailangan na masolusyonan. Dito na papasok yung school and community partnership at sila yung gagawa ng policy to solve any issue or problem ng school. So, hindi lamang yung school head or principal ang mag-formulate ng policy. Dapat sila yung magmumuno sa paggawa ng policy. The word lead implies na yung effective na proseso ng pag-formulate ng policy must be in the participation of the school and community members. It is important that school and community have a collaboration in order to create a new policy, and it should be led by the school head or principal. School head, so yung principal or school head must ensure na correct and precise yung pag-disseminate ng information or understanding about policy. So, that's end my report. Thank you for listening and may God bless us all.
So, let's proceed to the takeaways. Number 1, policies are intended to ensure that schools perform and realize what they have envisioned for themselves. So, policies is generally an intent, a set of rules and principles adopted for easy of governance within an organization. It is fundamentally important for organizations to have implementable policies that forms a linking pin between the school's management, teachers, students, parents, and the rule of law. So, some policies come from authorities above the school since the school is a bigger organization or systems member. However, schools are also empowered to formulate their own policies to address their concerns speedily, provided they are not contrary to policies that come from above. So, if there are no formal policies, then organization staff at any level would have no guidance on how to make right, consistent decisions. So, imagine a parent's approach a teachers and request to view her child answer sheet if the school has no proper policies on assessment. The choice on whether to show the answers paper may depend upon which teacher she spoke to or whether the teacher she speaks to is having a bad day. In short, an absence of policies leads to inconsistency of decisions making. So, another one, schools' policies are effective when they are formulated with the participations of the school's community members. It develops a sense of ownership that ensure the implementations of the family. Policies must also be widely disseminated for the information of the entire systems, schools and community, and must be understood currently and clearly. Policies set order in schools. The absence of clear-cut policies maker choice. So policies are important because they help schools establish operating procedures and create standards of quality for learning and teaching, as well as of set of expectations and accountability. So that's why organization is very important, because organization without policies and an organization without control. That's all.